Grand Rising. And thank you for joining me this morning on the Female Solution. I'm your host, Zelda Speaks. And today we are still celebrating Juneteenth and especially that of fatherhood because Father's Day was yesterday. So we're still celebrating all month long. And that's what we do. And today we're going to have a special guest who is an author as well as an educator, Mr. Corey House, and he will be joining us very shortly. But in the meantime, in between time, let me tell you just a little something about what happened over the past weekend. If it was your birthday, we celebrate your birthday with you. Happy Earth Day, birthday, born day. And if you will take a look at our Facebook page, and I'll come back to that a little bit later. We can tell you a little bit more about that. And also, I saw somewhere that they were considering, the city of Chicago is considering renaming the Trump Tower the Obama Hussein Way. And I'd like to know what you think about that. So, if you would like to share that, we'd love to hear what you have to say in the comments. But in the meantime, in between time, if you are not familiar with the Female Solution, let me tell you just a little bit about who we are and what we do since we're on 7 days a week. So check this out and be sure and share it.
Women have the power to transform this world. We can end crime and violence if we all agree to do one thing: share. Let's share our wisdom, share our time, share our talents, share our finances, but most of all, let's share our love. This is the Female Solution.
If you're like most small businesses, despite your hard work and rave reviews, you struggle to find new customers or ways to grow your business. Accessing goods and services at the right price is also a challenge. But it doesn't have to be that way. Meet iTex, the small business trading community. As the largest barter network in the country, we help businesses like yours find new customers and grow their bottom line and find advertising directed towards local families, which he pays for with, you guessed it. When you join iTex, you get access to valuable products and services in hundreds of categories, and we help you along the way with advertising, multiple directory listings, email blasts, trade director assistance, our convenient 24/7 iTex mobile app, and online access on itex.com today by visiting our website or email info@itex.com.
And today's show is sponsored by itex.com. If you are a business owner, an entrepreneur, and you have products or services to sell, and you're not selling them, and you're not getting the attention or the orders that you want or the business that you want, then you might want to go to chicago.itex.com because this is where we say you pay attention or pay cash. So which would you rather do? I'd rather you pay attention so that you can get $100 and go shopping immediately. How do you do that? You mentioned the promo code Zelda, Zelda, and that way you too can get that $100 and go shopping anytime, any place, anywhere, and it's online. Everything's online. And if you are still celebrating, we are celebrating with you. And today's guest is a young man from the ATL and his lovely wife Yolanda from she's here on the Female Solution, what woke looks like. And her husband will be joining us as we welcome him to Monday Morning Mindfulness. And let us be reminded that the information that you get here today is crucial that you share it. So let us bring to the podium our very own Father of the Year, Educator of the Year, Man of the Year, Juneteenth of the Year, and we're celebrating here today on the Female Solution. Grand Rising! Welcome, my brother. Ooh, can't hear you. Okay. I don't hear you. Can you hear me now? No.
How about now?
Oh, hear you loud and clear. Grand
Good
rising.
morning.
Thank
How
you.
are you today?
Wonderful. So glad you could join us here this morning because we couldn't do the show without you. we just we need a man in here this morning. So thank you so very much for joining us this morning, Corey.
It's not a problem. But before we get started, I'm not from Atlanta. I'm from Savannah.
Savannah, I'm sorry. Okay, I just knew it was Georgia somewhere. I just think everybody from the ATL.
Uh,
Okay, so how far is that from the ATL?
about 3.5 hours.
Oh, is it? Oh, that's way down there.
Right. We're in
Oh,
Southeast Georgia. We are literally on the Atlantic Ocean. We're on the coast.
really?
Right.
Okay, learn something new every day. Okay, oh, okay, all right. So, what's the weather down there? I gotta ask this morning because
Today is going to be, I think it's going to be rainy today. I haven't looked out my window yet, but it is pretty dark right now. It's supposed to
oh,
rain today. It's going to be hot and rainy. So
well, even though the weather might be a little funky down there, I think it's okay because we're here and we're alive, and that's what's important. And we're still celebrating life. We're celebrating Juneteenth. What did you do for Juneteenth?
uh, what did we do? One of my fraternity brothers came down. Um, we took our wives out and, you know, had a grand old time. So
All
that
right.
that was our Juneteenth.
I love the word that you said. We had a grand old time because a lot of times folks go places and they don't have a good time. So I'm very glad to hear that. And I wanted to have you on because I didn't read our affirmation for the day. I always read our affirmation, but I wanted you on because I wanted you to participate in this. So I hope you don't mind if I read the word.
No problem. Go right ahead.
Wonderful. It's taken from Inspirational Conversation, and we're talking about wealth affirmations because we are in a time where we need to be repeating the affirmation, the struggle is over. Can somebody say that with me, please? Because I'm not alone. The struggle is over.
The struggle is over.
All right, now the struggle begins and ends right here. That's why we're taking wealth affirmations this morning. And it says, affirmations are tools for changing consciousness. In order to attain true wealth, we must identify and develop a wealthy state of being. Wealth on the physical plane is simply a manifestation of what's going on mentally. Today, we affirm true wealth for ourselves by repeating the following to ourselves. It is better to repeat it out loud, preferably alone. But since we're all here together, we'll repeat it together. So say this with me: I am perfect,
I am perfect,
whole, and complete just as I am.
whole and complete just as I am.
I have everything I need.
I have everything I need.
I am in perfect health, and if not, I do something daily to make it so.
I am in perfect health, and if not, I do something daily to make it so.
Amen. Now, just try these on for size and see how it feels. It may feel strange for some, and you may even get some resistant thoughts. That's good. The garbage always has to be taken out daily, or it begins to fester. If the illusion of illness appears, practice it anyway. Remember, as a man thinketh, and so is he. And so
That
it is.
is true.
Amen.
That
And
is
I have
true.
a thinking man on the show this morning who has been blessed with the gift of not only auditory skills, but writing skills. How did this whole process begin? How did your
Um,
journey begin?
well, I mean, I've been writing most of my life, so I am a I've a couple of poetry uh books available. I just well last year I was afforded the opportunity to get a major book deal for two novels that I wrote. Um, it was a two-book deal. So one novel, and then I had to fulfill the the contract by producing another novel. So thankfully, I had already had one in the works. So I fulfilled my deal, the parameters of my deal in April of this year.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and I'm currently working on my third novel. The two previous novels will be published next year in January and probably April of next year. I had no idea that books take so long to come to print. Uh,
Oh,
Once you turn a book into your publisher, it generally takes a year for it to come to print and to publication because they publish books in seasons.
mm.
So depending on how confident in your book they are, the earlier they publish it. So
Oh,
my
wow.
book, both of my books, one is called Freedom Summer, is will be published in January of 2027, and the other one called Perseverance Georgia, A Reckoning with the Devil, will be published in should be published in April of 27.
Okay, now can we just take a moment and receive this, sir? That was for the first book. That was for the second book. And all the books that will follow. Thank you for allowing me to give you your flowers while you are still here with us.
Well, thank you.
Because our men are not appreciated in this country. So it is up to us, the women, to do that. So feel free to proceed. Oh, and by the way, I did not mention, did I say Happy Father's Day yesterday? I don't think I did.
No, but thank you. Thank
You
you.
are, and I know you're a phenomenal father because you have a phenomenal wife and you have a phenomenal life. You have phenomenal books and you got a phenomenal story. So please continue to share.
Okay. Let's see. Where am I? I'm in the middle of writing my third book now.
And what's the title of it?
The third book will be called and watch, it just flew away. No, it's called what is it called?
Oh,
I'll
when
come back to it in a minute.
okay.
I'll come
Well,
back to it in a minute. It's gonna pop
welcome
in
to
my
my
head.
world.
It's gonna pop in my head. I'm having a senior moment.
Uh,
But
welcome, welcome to my world. It's not a
and
big
it just
deal.
popped in my head. Okay. The book
Okay.
is called Finding Providence.
Is it on your Instagram page?
Not yet. Nothing is on my Instagram page yet,
But I just
except
still want to pull up your
my
Instagram page.
posters. But there's a couple of
And I need to
one
follow
of
you.
those are my poster for Freedom Summer.
Oh, okay, right here. Pen,
Yeah,
paper, and power. Love, 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 love it.
yeah. Pen, paper, and power is that's my daily affirmation.
Oh, I love
For
it. Okay.
just for writing. Uh, that
Okay.
poster there is probably that's an open mic that we did that myself and the writing collective that I'm a part of did last year as well.
Okay.
Um,
Oh, you
that's
got
also one of the posters. We call those sessions, those open mics, the therapy sessions, because people get to come and they got to come and read their poetry or or read an excerpt or just talk for a second about things that concern them
right.
in the world. Um, Unfortunately, we don't have neither my writing partner in the collective or I have a chance to do therapy sessions anymore. Both of us are pretty busy. He's primarily a poet, so he's working on that. He's working on a new book now, and he's being pretty tight, holding his cards pretty close to the vest about what the name of the book is. He'll eventually tell me at some point.
Okay.
But
Wow, you have been busy. Freedom Summer.
yeah,
Is
that is a no that is the novella that led to the novel. The novella was independently published,
what's the
and
novella?
it's a short form of the novel.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
the when I initially presented the novella, and the publishing company, which is Urban Books LLC, was they the publishers at Urban Books were like, okay, this is a great book, it's wonderful. However, we need you to double the size of the book.
Oh,
So that initial book was like maybe 37,000 pages.
37 who?
30, not 37,000 pages,
Who?
37,000 words, excuse me.
Okay.
37,000 words.
I said, you wrote the
So
Bible,
not
didn't
pages. I'm
you?
not that prolific of a writer yet. But it was 37,000 words.
Okay.
And they said, well, we need you to at least double the size of the book in order to publish it. So I had to go back, rewrite the novel, the novella, make several character changes, like make the characters more robust. Uh, a novella is basically a short story, so you have to get in, get to your point, and get out.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
when you're writing a novel, you have to linger in that world. You have to live in
Mm,
the world for a while.
mm.
So and I had to make the settings more dynamic, the characters more three dimensional, um, add new characters, add some personality quirks to the characters, things of that nature.
Oh, really?
So
That's
being that,
interesting to know. I'm sorry.
being
Go
that
ahead.
that was my first novel, it was really me learning how to make characters way more three dimensional and dynamic than I had initially wrote them.
I need you to talk about that when we come back because there are some writers out there who may be struggling with this as well and may not have an idea of what three-dimensional characters are. So, as soon as we take our first break and come back, I want you to expound on that, if you would, please.
No problem.
And if those of you who are watching, share this video, and we'll be right back. PM on the Female Solution right here. And this past Saturday, if you didn't get a chance to see, you can always go back to the archives because our one of our hosts, Bridget Scarborough, is moving to is it West Africa? Yes, she's moving to Mauritania, and so she'll be broadcasting live from there. So that'll be interesting to see because we live in the United States and we kind of take this internet thing for granted. It's not all that way all over the world. So kudos to you, girl, because we will definitely be there to see you. Bridget Scarborough is going to Mauritania, West Africa, where it's nice and hot 24/7, just like it is in Savannah, Georgia. I love it. I can't wait to visit. Now, before we went to commercial break, I asked you to think about that where you talked about the characters, the three dimension. What does that mean as it as it relates to characters in the book?
Well, I mean, a three-dimensional character. Um, it's more like I'm making the character more human, more like you and I. We are three-dimensional characters. We have layers. We have personality quirks. We have um, we have ways of communicating that are very unique to us.
Okay.
So, you know, when we're dealing with people and we say, oh my God, they're strange, they're weird, or I really like them, or I like the way they do this or that. Those are the things that make us
Oh,
human. That's our
okay.
human experience.
Our little
So,
quirks, idiosyncrasies.
yeah, our little
Okay.
idiosyncrasies, the things that make us us.
Okay.
So, you and those things are basically drawn from family experience, life experience, the the mate that you have, things of that nature.
Okay.
So I'll give you an example for Freedom Summer. The main character is this. He's a lawyer. He's a civil rights lawyer, and his name is Wesley Parler.
Wesley Parler.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I the initial his and he was very three dimensional from the beginning because the book was about him and how he traverses this situation that he's going through. But he had a wife, and his wife was named Virginia Parler, and she was kind of a background character. You
Mm.
know, she didn't have many, she didn't have much dialogue in the book, just a little initially, and then we were off into the action. But as I when I had to rewrite the book, I made Virginia Parler way more dynamic. I gave her more personality. I and the way he interacted with her became very it became deeper. The way the main character interacted with her became deeper because I made her much more human. You
Oh,
know, I gave her and she's a Virginia Parler. Her name is Virginia Sloan Parler, and
okay.
she's a professor uh, of English literature at the University of Chicago, and
Ah,
she's she's been published many times. Uh, she's a mother of two. She's she's one of the she comes from a family that is she comes from kind of a broken family
hmm.
because
Yeah.
her parents died when she was very young,
Ooh.
so she was raised by her grandparents,
Okay.
and her grandparents raised her in such a way that she was able to she attended Spelman,
Mm.
she attended grad school at Howard, um, and she just became this bigger character. And
Mm.
she's a woman of this. She's a woman of this. the setting of the book is 1963,
Mm.
Freedom Summer, you know, but she's also, because her husband is a civil rights lawyer, she'll allude to the fact that she knows certain people.
Mm.
Like she knows Megger and Pearlie Evers. She
Mm-hmm.
knows Thurgood Marshall, and she refers to him as Mr. Thurgood because Wesley works for him as an NAACP lawyer. So she
Oh,
knows these people. This is the kind of world that she lives in.
okay.
So as the setting of the book moves to a very small town in Georgia or a rural town, she has to she brings her level of intellect there
Mm.
because her husband usually bounces ideas and theories off of her because she may in fact be smarter than him and he knows it and he's okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
So that, I mean, that, you know, the villains in the book were more, I made them more evil. They are definitely more evil than they
How did you
start.
make them more evil? How did you do that?
Oh, well, the two main antagonists in the book are, they're twins,
Oh,
and they kind of feed off each other's cruelty to other people.
oh,
So, the book is very much about race and how African Americans, any book I write is probably going to be about black people. It's always
okay.
about black people. It's always
Explain antagonist for the writer who's not
the
quite sure
villain.
what it is.
The antagonist is the villain. The protagonist is the hero.
And
Uh,
why is it important to have both of those, or one of those, or
well,
either
you
of
need you need a foil. All books have to have you have to have a problem to solve.
those? Mm.
And in Freedom Summer, this set of twins, that was the problem to solve. They were intensely cruel young men. So and they commit a murder, and they're very willing to commit as many murders as they like because they like violence.
Wow.
They are they like violence. They're into it. They
Mm.
enjoy it. You know,
Wow.
and most people that I've come in contact with, because I'm a teacher, and before I was a teacher, I worked in juvenile law enforcement.
Oh, did
I've
you?
never met people who I've often met people who have committed violence, but they didn't enjoy it. You know, like there's a very small segment of the population that actually enjoy violence. They enjoy
Wow.
inflicting pain.
Mm.
So those two characters, I made them very they have they have, for lack of a better word, they have no redeeming qualities about them,
Ooh. Ooh.
ex-
Wow.
except except for the fact that I wrote them as though they are very handsome young men.
Wow.
So, upon
Look
looking at
good.
them,
That's it. That's it. What they
I'm
call it?
so,
Eye candy.
yeah, that you
Yeah.
see them when women see them and they're like, oh, they're handsome young men. But and that's how most people judge other people. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
he's he or she is they're handsome. They must be nice people.
Mm-hmm.
But how many times has that turned out not to be true?
Amen.
You meet people and you're like, oh, they wear glasses, so they must be smart.
Yeah.
No, they just have bad eyesight.
He said, no, they just got bad eyesight.
My wife frequently says, God darn it, you dummy. Why did you do that?
Oh, that is too funny.
I wear glasses 24 hours a day. It's just,
sleep with them on. Fall asleep with them on.
I have really bad eyesight, but luckily I do have a certain level of intellect. But
okay.
Every decision I make is not genius, and my wife lets me know it. What did you think?
It's so funny you say that, because I know I'm not the only one, but I'm putting it out here. I have eyeglasses for bed, because when I lay down, chances are I'm going to fall asleep, and I don't want to fall asleep in my big glasses and wake up and they like this on my head. So I got some little bitty glasses I wear when I go to bed at night. And it has kept me from buying more glasses, because glasses are expensive, in case you didn't know. Anyway, it's 7:31, time for our next break. When we come back, I want you to think about what you've heard here this morning. And if you have questions or comments, we'd love to hear what you have to say. So let's take a quick break, and we'll be right back. Brother, in which we're doing this documentary for, Douglas Robinson, Your Death Will Not Be in Vain.
He was a heck of a great dude.
And I love Doug. Doug loved me.
Just being around him, he had a good spirit. He was a healing person.
They are there.
Get SROs back.
When you give to the poor,
should not be forced out of their neighborhoods when it goes through a period of transformation.
Because there are too many people who are losing their homes to taxes because they can't pay a $1,000 tax bill. And thank you for joining us back here on The Female Solution. That what you just saw is a video of my little brother, Douglas Robinson, who was murdered in Tent City. Well, I'm sure you've seen the story. But it is imperative that we take the time to acknowledge that there are folks who are going through a whole lot more than what we ever thought we could go through. And I just want to show you a little bit of the work that we do here on The Female Solution, on the Higher Learning Network TV show, which airs on The Female Solution. This is us hunting for people to feed because we know they're... Yeah, it's kind of late. They might already be out. It's clean down there. And all right, here's another person who needs a hot plate. And there you go. All right. Nope, that's a guy. As you can see, there's always somebody down here. And sometimes the food comes down. every Thursday morning to clean up. And there's a ton of other footage there. All you got to do is go to Instagram.com, hln.homeless.project, and I'll put that up on the screen later. But I just wanted to make you aware of that because people who like us who are sitting at home on a computer and we think everybody is all hunky-dory and it's the furthest thing from the truth. So I ask that you take a look at the information below, and if you would like to donate a tax deductible donation, we greatly appreciate that. And we also give thanks for those who contribute continuously, and that would be some of our viewers from Monday Morning Mindfulness, including Dr. Lawrence Lenore of the Genesis Career Network, as well as Mrs. Deborah Smith, who is a host here every third Saturday on the Female Solution from 12 until 1 p.m. And is that Cinnabella? Good morning, and thank you for sharing your story so openly. Loss and a new learning. Yes, we are always learning, whether we want to learn or not, because the lessons keep showing up, don't they, Corey?
They do.
And in Corey's case, he puts them in a book. I love it. Just don't let it linger. Well, put it down on paper. Yes, sir. And as we continue the celebration of fatherhood and Juneteenth and celebrating fathers and men, especially Black men all over the world who have been condemned by this society we have been brainwashed into think that the Black man is the worst on the planet, and they are discovering, because we knew it all the time, that the brothers was on point. And I got one of them on point brothers right here on Female Solution who is sharing his story about how he changes the world and how we see it. You may not see it that way, but we see you as changing the world, Corey, because you're giving it from a perspective that is not always appreciated.
I try.
And you do an excellent job. And I thank you for doing that, because some young man somewhere is watching you and listening to you and saying, wow, if Mr. Corey can do it, I can do it too. How about that?
Oh, well, I hope so.
Cinnabella says acknowledgement helps healing. Yes, it does. That's why we have to walk around with the thoughts in mind. I love one that I just discovered a couple of weeks ago from Iyanla Vanzant. As a matter of fact, my favorite. She says, the struggle is over. Post it on post notes, post it in the refrigerator, post it in the bathroom, post it on your computer, wherever you go all day, post it on your phone. So the first thing you pop up and you see, the struggle is over. Because the struggle is not outside of ourselves. The struggle is within. And you have mastered a way, Corey, how to take that struggle and put it in words so that we can overstand and move through that. Speak on that a little bit, if you would, please.
Well, why I write.
Yes.
I'll tell him one. First of all, I hated school.
Did you?
I hated school.
Oh, that's a good thing to hear.
I hated everything about school. School was not easy for me. Not because I was necessarily a bad student. I wasn't a bad student. I was okay. College was better. Grad school was even better, and people, my friends, people who know me, they'll be like, well, you must have liked it a little bit. You got 2 master's degrees. Well, I like learning things, but I don't like school.
Okay.
So
the patterns that they make you repeat in school,
well,
that don't necessarily help.
A lot of times, in high school, is, you have to know things. There are things that you have to know.
Mhm.
And I appreciate knowledge. I didn't appreciate school because I had very few good teachers. I had a few
Mm.
that were really good teachers. And one of the reasons that was eventually one of the reasons why I became a teacher.
Mm-mm.
Because I wanted to be good at it. I wanted to be good at being a teacher. You know, um, and I became a writer because, well, I had always written. I had things that I needed to write about. I had, I didn't. I had a comfortable childhood, but it wasn't. My father and I were always, everything was contentious.
Oh.
So when you can't necessarily challenge your father because he's bigger than you.
Ah.
but,
Duh.
but I could write about it. And I wasn't a I wasn't a TV person. I still am not. My wife and I watch certain things. Most of the time the TV's off. And I was
Mm.
always thinking about things. And I was always making up these little stories and these little scenarios. So I would write them out. You know, I wouldn't read them to anybody. I'd read them to myself. I'd write out these little books and these little poems and these little things. A person like that in the 80s was not, it wasn't necessarily the most popular thing to be. Everybody wanted to, you know, you should play football, you should play basketball, you should play this, and and I liked some sports, but they were the sports that I liked were individual sports.
Mm.
I liked wrestling, I liked boxing, I liked things like that. I didn't like to play. I didn't like
You like
teams.
Mean Joe Green? Please tell me you like Mean Joe
I
Green.
didn't like. I mean, I liked certain athletes,
Yeah.
but I didn't.
I'm a wrestling fan, that's why.
I've never been yeah, I liked Greco-Roman wrestling, and I did that, but I didn't. I wasn't a team sport person.
Mm.
Things would, things get peoply.
Sonabella asked the questions. Did school feed you what you needed?
Certain teachers did.
Ah.
Certain teachers did.
And
There
she
were
said
certain
good morning, sir.
teachers. I had certain teachers that would always be like, well, how do you know that? Well, I read
Mm.
it somewhere. Um, I wasn't a studier. I was a good listener.
Mm.
And I would sit in class and it's, if it was interesting, I'd listen to it and I could remember it, but I wasn't a studier. I wasn't trying to do that. Um, the teachers who were very good made me want to teach.
Ah. What are their
So
names? You
um,
remember them?
in college, there were two teachers. Um, one was a man named Ratanlal Gupta,
Rothenlaw Gupta.
and he was from southern India.
Uh-huh. Gupta's a
And he
common
uh he was really interesting man. He was married to this he was married to this African American lady, and they had this. I don't know. He had this weird dynamic, but he would always everything he taught was in conjunction with relationships with women.
name. Really?
It'd be like anything, and he taught he taught he taught in the sociology department
Mm.
at Fort Valley State University.
Where's that at?
And that's in Fort Valley, Georgia. It's an HBCU. And that's
Oh,
where
okay. See, I didn't know that.
that's where I first went to school. I didn't graduate from there. I graduated from Georgia Southern University.
Okay.
But the second teacher I had was another Indian guy,
Mm.
and his name was VJ Singh,
Mm.
and he taught this class because I was a political science major, and he taught this class called International Terrorism.
Mm. Oh.
And he was my uh, he was my advisor when I got to Georgia Southern.
Did he
And he
always
was
give
like,
you good advice?
he did. He was like, he did. Because he was like, you he was like, you will take all your classes, all of your major classes from me.
Mm.
And because you have a good mind and you need to, but you don't know how to use it.
Oh.
He's a very direct guy. And I
Okay.
liked him.
I know you did.
And there was a lady named
While you think of what her name is, let's take our last break and we'll be right back. And you can give us a summation of what we need to know. So you stay close. We'll be right back.
Great day. It's your girl Asada here to introduce a new female solution show called Asada Says. That's right. Every month we're going to talk about everything I am, from cryptocurrency and financial security to good health and parenting strategies. Come on and talk with me every Tuesday morning from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. And let's do that thing the way Asada says it should be done. See you then. Peace right here.
My name is Zahra Qadri. I'm the Executive Director from ZAM's Hope Community Resource Center. And you are watching...
Hi, I'm Aisha. And you're watching the Babies to Bash podcast streaming on the Higher Learning TV show. Station number 9.
On all streaming platforms.
Period.
Podcast training, and those are the brightest babies on the planet. And you see, they are young men. They are just simply phenomenal. They have taught me so much that I thought I went there to teach. Oh, boy, did I get awakening. So thank you all for that. And thank you all for going out to our blog. When the show is over, you will see Corey right here, continuing the celebration of fatherhood and men. So I'm going to add any information about him, including his links to Instagram, right there on that page. So you'll know when you say HLN Daily News, I will put that up there so you can see it and you'll know where to go. But I want to take some comments here, and it says, Naima Latif says, some young men have no positive role models in the schools. How can we increase the number of men in the educational system? Excellent question. Thank you, Dr. Latif. If you would like to answer that, Corey, we'd love to know what your thoughts are on that.
Oh, how can we? Well, the first thing we can do, and every teacher will say this, you've got to pay teachers more.
Okay.
Teachers, men are still in families tend to be the primary breadwinner.
Mhm.
It is more lucrative to make money for men, at least. It is more lucrative to make money with their bodies than it is
Mhm.
with their intellect. So, men have jobs where, they can work in a factory, they can do this or that, and those are jobs where you use your body. You don't necessarily have to use a lot of intellect, as in figure out this problem. You know, um, you have to make it more attractive for. I've had male teachers, and most of the male teachers I've had are very good.
Mm.
Most of the male teachers that I work with are very good teachers.
Mm.
But there's not a lot of us. There's certainly not a lot of uh, black male teachers. Um, just because it's just not. You have to make a choice to teach.
Yes, you do.
You'll never get rich.
Mhm.
You'll never get rich. So you definitely have to make a choice to teach. Because it's a calling. I tell people all the time. They ask me if I'm feeling in a joking mood, and what do you do for a living? And I'm always like, the Lord's work.
Okay.
Because I teach in a system where I teach all girls.
Oh.
So,
wow.
And I teach, that's the school that I teach, and I teach all girls. I have a class of 20 girls between the ages of 12 to 16.
Wow.
So, and I've done that for years.
Mm.
I've taught males before, and I enjoyed it. But
I
I've
wonder, is that a
always
strategy? I'm sorry, I gotta ask the questions before I forget it. I wonder, is that a strategy to get the girls to stay in school, give them a man teacher as opposed to a woman teacher? Because things have changed. They're a little bit more.
I don't know if that's a strategy.
Mm.
I don't know if I look fatherly. Maybe I look fatherly. Maybe I act fatherly.
And they need that because most of us didn't grow up with a father.
I work in a school where these children are marked by trauma.
Mm-hmm.
And these young ladies are marked by trauma.
Yes.
So, a lot of times I get to think the comment, Mr. Corey, you're the first male I've ever trusted. Okay, well, that's an issue in and of itself. I think a lot of those young ladies have had situations where they've been trafficked or taken advantage of by people, hence their trauma. Um, I don't know. That's a situation between God and the angels. So I don't question it.
You just pay attention.
Wherever they show up, I teach them. That's it. Make it simple. They show
And
up.
Dr. Latif says you are probably a father figure for a lot of fatherless girls. Have they ever come to you for fatherly advice?
Yeah, they have. I've always been surrounded by a lot of women.
Mm-hmm.
I love, and this statement will get me in trouble, but
Appreciate.
I love and appreciate women. I love I was raised by Black women. I have my mother, my grandmother, both of my grandmothers, my great grandmother, all of my aunts, all of them are educators. Most of them are educators. I've been raised by the Black woman.
I don't think you'll get in trouble for that.
Generally, when I write, the person that is the most dynamic in the book is a woman.
Mm-hmm.
The newest book that I'm writing now, Finding Providence, it's about a Southern Black family. It's always about a Southern Black family.
Okay. Ain't nothing wrong with it, baby. Ain't nothing wrong with a Southern Black.
And the young lady, the family are a family of hoodoo practitioners.
Ooh, what's the name of that book?
It's called Finding Providence.
Finding Providence. And I will definitely include that on the blog. Finding.
As soon as I find I'm thinking I'm going to be with the same publishing company, but you know, I have to run the book by them first.
Okay.
But it's always, there's always strong Black women in the books, because I was raised by strong Black women. My grandmothers and my mother, they didn't take no.
What's Granny's name?
I'm sorry?
What's Granny's name?
Oh, my grandmother's.
Yeah, we always want to get
Williams, Ida Lou Williams, Bobby Hops, and Elizabeth Hops.
All right. We are very grateful for the Hops ancestors this morning. Because of them, you are here. And we are so appreciate that. Let me get this last comment. We got about 2 minutes. Our society, Cinabella says, our society is so fractured when it comes to this. Male or female teachers, doctors, counsel, fear of harm. Yeah, that's a big issue going on. And last but not least, I just wanted to pull up my blog, Zelda Speaks.wordpress.com, to show you where my blog, which I post information, and I want to share with you that we're officially at the Taste of Chicago in July, so you can check that out, because I'll be right there at my girls' booths, Soul Ingredient Catering, when I will be eating up everything that ain't moving. No, but don't tell her I said that. Okay. All right. I just want to share that with y'all. But thank you so very much. Give us a closing statement. We got 1 minute, Corey. Where did the time go? But we got to let you have the last word. Please give us a closing statement.
My last closing statement is be curious, not judgmental.
Oh, I love that. Be curious, not judgmental. Can you expound on that?
I mean, I think it speaks for itself. I think a lot of people are judgmental rather than asking the question, why? You know, why is this person like this? I always ask my students, why? What, you know, even because I work with students with trauma, these traumas turn into negative behaviors usually. And I always ask them, I never ask what's wrong with you. I always ask, what do you need?
Oh.
Right now, tell me what you need. What do you need now? You're having this issue. It's you know, you think it's a big deal, and it is a big deal, but what you're having is a human experience.
All right, now
there are 7.5 billion human experiences right now. You're one of them, but I need to know what you need.
Okay. And once you know what that need is, you can address it.
We can address it. Even if we can't make it happen, we can talk about it and figure it out, because I may not be able to address your need. I may not be able to figure it out, but I can certainly find someone who can figure it out. You know, and that's what we all need. We need there is no one on this planet that does not need help.
Thank you.
No one.
Thank you for being here, helping.
Be curious, not judgmental.
Oh, I love it. Cinabella says, please remain fatherly. And we thank you for that, Cinabella. Not quite sure friendly is likely seen as untrusted. Not quite sure what that means. Friendly is seen as untrusted? You're going to have to clear that up for me. Okay, it is that time of year. Did I say that our show, our society is so fractured when it comes to this male or female teachers counsel fear of harm? Yeah, I did. Okay, but thank you so. It's 8 o'clock. Where's the time gone? Thank you so very much. Thank you, Yolanda, for allowing us the privilege of having your lovely husband on this morning, a father well worth listening to. We are so grateful to have had you here this morning. Give us a 10-second close right quick.
Be curious, not judgmental.
I love it. Thank you so.
That's my mantra.
All right, thank you. I'll see y'all back here tonight with Bird's World, the publishing queen at 7 p.m. and Asada at 7 a.m. in the morning. And we will see you then. Stay on purpose, stay empowered, and stay tuned for your next Monday Morning Mindfulness. Bye, Corey. Bye, Yolanda. Thank you. And thank you all for listening and joining us this morning.
Is Monday morning a struggle to get out of bed into the swing of things? Well, don't worry. You are not alone. Join us for thought-provoking, stimulating, and mindful conversations on higher learning with Zelda Speaks for your Monday morning mindfulness sessions on Blog Talk Radio, The Female Solution, Mondays, 7 until 9 a.m. Be sure and send your ideas, thoughts, comments, and suggestions. Also, if you'd like to be a guest on the show, visit ZeldaSpeaks.com and send us your info. We'd love to have you. Experience mindfulness moments with the mindfulness/stress relief coach, Zelda Speaks. And thanks for sharing the mindfulness moment tip of the day. Stay on purpose, stay empowered, and stay tuned to your next session of Mindfulness on Higher Learning with Zelda Speaks. Make it a mindful day. And thanks for listening.
We've come to the end of our show today. If you missed any broadcasts, go to our website for the audio and video archives at www.thefemalesolution.com. On behalf of our team of radio hosts, I'd like to thank all of you who participated in today's discussions. And to our global family joining us from all around the world, we say thank you. To our family in China, xie xie. India, zhanyavad. Japan, arigato. Korea, kamsamnida. Russia, spasiba. Germany, danke. Poland, dziękuję. France, merci. Spain, gracias. Italy, grazie. Egypt, shukran. Ghana, madasi. Nigeria, eshe. South Africa, Ngiyabonga. Senegal, Jaref. Kenya, Asante. Israel, Toda. Pakistan, Shukriya. Afghanistan, Tashakur. Saudi Arabia and Palestine, Shukran. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Thank you, and may peace be upon you and the mercy of God and God's blessings.
Beautiful morning, oh what a beautiful day. I got a wonderful feeling, there's a handsome man coming my way. Oh, there is a handsome man coming my way. Hi there, what's your name?
Hi.
What's your name?
My name is Tony. And what I want you to do for me is if you have Xfinity TV, tune in to the Higher Learning Network Tuesdays at 6 p.m., Wednesdays at 1 p.m. Xfinity TV channel 19. Peace out.